What would be a definition of value? Anyone? We have to understand what the value is. What's the perception of value? What is the value to those clients? Pepito. Now we're going back to the definition of value. What's the definition of value? What's your definition of value? If we turn to page 11 or 10, what would be a definition of value? Anyone? Hand raise. Or would you like me to give you a minute to think it and write it? Yes, let's do that. 1 minute. What's your definition of value? Okay, who would like to share what their definition of value is? Kevin, then
That
Cindy.
which exceeds the price you pay.
That's good. What did you, Cindy?
I said what the client takes away in addition to a piece of paper with an image.
Very good.
The commodity purchased by your customer was hopefully much more than their output.
That's good. You got this online? Did you get that?
You can't get online.
You can't get it? Cindy? Whoa! Put it next to the other one, or probably was destroyed by the dog or something.
No, it's there. It's fine.
Good. We have to understand what the value is. What's the perception of value? What is the value to those clients? Pepito.
Oh, no, just a perceived value.
Perceived value. It's always the perceived value. Then how do you confirm the perceived value? That's another thing.
By charging a lot of money.
Yeah.
If they pay money for it, it must be worth something. Society, you charge enough money,
Yeah.
that it must be worth it, okay, in their mind.
To a lot of people, paying a lot makes a difference. And we have to understand that. Now, yes.
I just wanted to share, I had an experience last week where when I do baby plans, I show them, of course, this session, but I also have their previous sessions. And I say, isn't it fun to compare? And I start going through the old photos. Again and again and again, moms say, oh my gosh, I forgot about these. And they will buy the old photos at that session.
Is that a great idea? Fantastic. Thank you for sharing. It's just amazing. Wow. Woo! She deserves a ball, man. All right.
Because those, as you said, those photos become more valuable as time goes on.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But we have to understand it. We have to know this. We know this, but we have to understand, and we need to tell it to our clients. Because they don't, you just look at it, the monetary value, especially if it's a dude. Yes.
I have talked to Peter's clients,
Yes.
and they tell me about the process, about how he treated them and what they had to go through to achieve this and how much they loved it. But it was, you had to tell the story.
Yes.
So part of what value he's providing is the story they tell.
One of the 5 key words, stories. It always comes back. And you can ask the client, what is your story? Because I want to put your story into an image. You're talking about young people. They have stories, even if they're young. They have stories. And often we cannot relate to a young person's story because we're from a different generation. But we have to get into their mind. Who knows about Generation Y? Some of you are Generation Y in this room. Me, I'm a baby boomer, and the difference between a Generation Y and a baby boomer is like night and day. So if you don't know about Generation Y, you better read on it. And then my son is he wrote the textbook on being a Generation Y. So we know. So here's the perception, the principle of value. Value is greater than the price. We know that. But then how do we say it to our clients? How do we show it to our clients? The next point is value reflects long-term results. Long-term benefits. This has to be part of our speech, our process, like Pepito was saying, is the process. There has to be a process. Now, how do we set a process? We'll look at that during the day. Emotional or commercial value. Obviously, we're not talking emotional benefits to a commercial client and vice versa. It's not the same language. Zero money down, 3% of your sales. The guy just choked on it. He's never had an offer like that before, ever. Then he signed up immediately. He said, let's go ahead with the project. Boom. But then I knew how much it cost. I did go for the questions. I did ask a lot of questions to qualify this client at one point in time in the interview, the consultation process. I did ask a lot of questions about how important is this thing for you? It's breakthrough technology. Nobody does it so far. We have to be the first one out of the gate. Though, so it's very important. Absolutely. Let's invest into it. The levels of value, there's two types of level of value. Is the quality of value. And that is the pride of ownership. How to own it. How much is it important for us to own it? And it's inspired. It's an emotional process. And obviously the next one would be quantity. Quantity of value. How do we know about value? How do we know if the customer understood the value? How many of you like to hear the word wow when you show the pictures? Those of you that don't hear the word wow, you have a problem. And you got to fix it. And you got to fix it. Because if you don't hear the word wow all the time, you're cooked. Because somebody else down the street will wow your clients. And you're done. That's the way to do business today. There's no other way. And we know that. They're just cars. Why does one sell for $20,000 and the other one sells for $80,000? They're just cars. It's just a picture. Take me a picture. It's just a picture. That's my lady. But they're just pictures between the Walmart shot and that. They're just pictures. However, the value that this image brings to me is a lot different than if I was to take my grandson to Walmart and get it done for $7.95. And there's a market for the $7.95s. And often when I do my programs, I flash this. And I say, if your photography looks anything like this, tell me why I should pay more than that. Oh, it hurts. Because some people in the room often have that photography. I don't care how fancy the plate is, it's a hot dog. It will always remain a hot dog. But there's a market for hot dogs. If you want to make some money, open up a diner and sell specialty dogs. Then you'll get people from 50 miles around to drive you to get a specialty dog. But if you just do hot dog, hamburgers, sushis, and Chinese food, you're cooked. Literally. They're just pictures. So the thing is, that's how you sell your value. That's how you prove of value. You want to prove your value to your clients. And how is this being said? Is through an engaging process through your website, through your conversation on the phone, through the way you connect when you meet them at the shopping mall. It's all this is part of a process. If I was to ask any of you, what do you do in life? A lot of folks would say, you're a photographer. Did you respond to my question? You didn't really engage me, did you? You just said, I'm a photographer. I'm a plumber. I'm a lawyer. I'm a doctor. I pick up garbage. Which is important, but still. As a photographer, if you answer, I'm a photographer, then you're not engaging someone in the process. People ask me, what do you do in life? Across the border, what do you do? I didn't give him the whole spiel because he's a border guy, but anyway. But my answer is, do you know how professional photographers are extremely creative, but when it comes down to business, they're challenged. Through my 45 years in this business, in this industry, I've developed a business system that helps them find the balance between the right brain and the left brain. And I would just leave it there. I would just pause. And all of a sudden I would get as a reply, I have a friend who's a photographer, maybe he would need your services. Bang, I've got him. I've got him engaged. Some of you may know that's a USB, call him an elevator speech, whatever you want to call it. It's just a technique to introduce yourself in front of a group. Obviously you don't say that to someone that you already know, because they've known you, but the initial contact with that person, you have to come up with a pretty good answer and how to respond to what is it that you do. Got me? Who has a response this way? USB. Who has one? Come on, Cindy, Carol, you should have one. Kim, you should have one. Because you worked on it at the school.
It's been a long time.
It's been a long time. It should be in your mind just like that here. All right. What's a characteristic of a service supplier? Here's what we're going to do, a different twist to it. We're going to take 5 minutes. Here's the concept of this exercise. I want you to tell me, and I'm giving you 4 clues there. I want you to tell me, what does a client come into your studio or to a business expect? You know, you've got knowledge. The first one is knowledge. Knowledgeable. You want a person who's knowledgeable. You want a person to be professional. You want a person to be attentive to details. You want a person to be conscious of the results. These are 4 points. Now there's a lot of empty space there. I'd like you to work in groups of 5. Okay, could we do that in groups of 5? Take a few minutes and then brainstorm and fill in some of the blanks here, and we can look at it after. Does that make sense? All right. All right. Okay. Who would like to share? Who would like to share?
This group is awesome.
Oh.
This group is awesome.
Bill, you're taking the words out of my mouth here. Go for it. Okay, let's pay attention because Bill has something to share. So wonderful. All right. Okay.
Things that our team came up make clients feel special, a relaxed atmosphere, a fun experience, building relationships, quality of products, perception of the future, positive characteristics, confidence in products, credibility, competence, a specialist, or you have a specific signature, and product packaging.
Good grief. Didn't have enough room in there to put all this stuff. But the thing is, do you know what that means? This, again, is part of what you write on your... We know what you expect when you come to our photographer. We know this is how we can provide you this way of taking you through the process. Great job, guys.
Yeah.
Who else? Good job. Yes? Who else would like to share?
All right, we'll share. We have, of course, master of the craft, superior service, exceed expectations. Obviously, we want them to have a positive experience. They want to be listened to. They want to be heard. We want to have a relationship with them as if they were family. And, of course, we want to have a personal interest in them. We want them to experience a unique signature when they come to us. And also to have an experience that's a positive, fun experience. And to be educated in the process.
Amazing. Now, don't you think that if we put all of these things into words, people will understand that there's high value in the service that we offer, and it's just it's $59.95 for a session, and you get a 5x7 or an 8x10. I mean, it's so out of it now. But the thing is, that's the speech that the competition is using. Who don't know. We're not sitting in this room today to understand what should be the perception of value from now on in our business.